Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. My name is Paolo Dario. I'm a professor of Robotics at Scuola Superiore Sant'Anna in Pisa, Italy. And I'm going to introduce this workshop that has a quite strange title. It's about the dinosaurs versus unicorns at the time of COVID-19 pandemic. And the issue we would like to address is about if and how robots may save business dinosaurs from extinction by turning them startups again. And I would like to start by sharing with you some slides, introductory slides. And this is the title again, and this is about the organization of the workshop. See, this workshop is organized by the IEEE RAS Technical Committee on Digital Manufacturing and Human-Centered Automation, whose chairs are Professor George Wang from Hong Kong, China, Professor Birgit Vogel-Häuser from the Technical University of Munich, and Professor Meng-Chun Zhou from the New Jersey Institute of you see here the official website. If you wish, you are invited to subscribe for free as a member of the TC. So the outline is about the introduction, the impact of COVID-19, and how robotics and automation solutions could be envisaged to react to COVID-19, and how solutions based on robotics and automation could be envisioned to restart. So first of all, we took inspiration from the well-known event and the ill-fated dinosaurs, and this is their extinction is frequently used as a metaphor to describe the struggle of some individuals to adapt to new events. And the coronavirus pandemic, in fact, was like a meteorite. It came, some people say, like a black swan, or as an unexpected event. This is actually not entirely true, because it was widely expected in a scientific community that a pandemic could have occurred. But in any case, this event may cause the extinction of many companies, just like dinosaurs. And the aim of this workshop is to discuss creative startup fashion solutions for helping all businesses to evolve, focusing on the role of robotics automation for their survival. So how robotic automation can really play a role in this unexpected scenario that is really disruptive, because if we look at for example, the drop of manufacturing and the drop in GDP, those are data in Europe, but certainly countries like Germany, France, Italy, and other like the Netherlands were really hit severely in production and also in GDP. But this was also worldwide, even in China. In fact, China reacted very quite well, but in general, in most countries, the effect was really very, very hard. So we know how GDP export were affected, and there are many such data. And also, it's interesting to present and discuss the estimated time to recover in some economic sectors. And you see to the right the role of small businesses. For example, in some areas, like, for example, arts, entertainment, and recreation, or also accommodation, food services, just to mention two, but also real estate, rental. The percentage of small business share of sector is very high, whereas, for example, in the case of utilities, the big players are playing a big role, and small businesses are a small fraction of the GDP. But in general, it is possible to analyze this impact, and all impact here is very severe. So the point is how robotics and automation could be helped or could be of use to react. And we know, for example, I've been a co-author of a very well-known paper published on Science Robotics in 2020 about the role of robotics in managing public health and infectious disease. And here we see some among the many applications of robots that have been suggested in those months and years of real tragedy for the economy, but also for society. And you see applications in disinfection, for vital sign monitoring, for laboratory testing, but also for delivery, including some application like this one from a Chinese team that has been published on IEEE transactions of medical robotics and bionics. I have the privilege of serving as editor-in-chief of these other transaction, and it's about the low-cost miniature robot to assist the COVID-19 swab sampling procedure. But there are many other such applications in which distancing the patient from the doctor turned out to be very important. But also the use of social robots for social distancing. So how to manage a true robot is an application of the pet robot. Is about the use of robots to overcome, to compensate for social distancing. But actually, the real major impact that robotics and automation had during the pandemic is probably in logistics. This is the case of Amazon. We know that Amazon, in fact, already invested before the pandemic in robotics and in automation heavily. In fact, also other applications like this one provided by Zipline was about using, in this case, drones for delivery, for example, for vaccine delivery in remote areas. But as I said, the Amazon investment in robotics were outstanding, actually amazing in a sense, and massive in terms of investment, in terms of technology, in terms of creating jobs. This is the case of Massachusetts, but actually Amazon is a leader in this reaction, if you will, to the pandemic by heavily investing in robotics and automation. There is another area that turned out to be dramatically important. You see, this is a sign that appeared in New Zealand. Workers wanted, during the pandemic, because as we remember, especially last year, but even in other waves of pandemic, COVID-19 pandemic, how to pick up vegetable, fruit became a real problem. Actually, for months, fruits would not be picked by or other forage, other kind of product in agriculture could not be harvested. And you see here applications in automation, in mobile robotics, in drones, about addressing this kind of needs. That is a severe. And there is much more to